Hello students. So we are dealing with chapter 1 large numbers around us, class 7 mathematics NCERT textbook, the new textbook that is Ganitha Prakash. In this we will discuss today the land of tens. Now in the land of tens there are special calculators with special buttons. There are three different types of buttons shown over here. One is the thoughtful thousands, like it only has plus 1000 button. How many times you want you can press it. So other is the tedious tens, which has plus 10 buttons. You can press it as many times as you want. And the third is handy hundreds, right? It only has plus 100 button, right? So let us deal with this exercise one by one. So the thoughtful hundreds only has, the thoughtful thousand has only 1000 button. Now how many times it should be pressed to show? Like they have asked many questions. The first question is 3000. The answer is already written 3 times. So 3 times if you press the button, you will get 3000. Right. Now, if question B is 10,000. Now what you are supposed to do, there are 3 zeros in 1000. So you will just strike off those 3 zeros from the right and you will get the answer. So 10 times. So you will press the button 10 times, you will get 10,000, right? 53,000. So 53,000, if we write in the numerical form, it is 53, 30. So remove those 3 zeros. So your answer is 53 times, right? Similarly, 90,000. So remove those last 3 zeros. So it is 90 times. Right. Now 1 lakh. 1 lakh has how many zeros? After 1, it has 5 zeros. So remove 3 zeros from the back and the answer is 100 times. Right. So 100 times 1000 will be 1 lakh. Now question F asks if you press the thousands button 153 times. So 153 multiplied by 1000, that is 153, and you will put 3 zeros behind it. So you will get this number, and if you put proper commas, the number is read as 1,53,000. So that's your answer. Now, how many thousands are required to make 1 lakh? So 1000 has 3 zeros and 1 lakh has 5 zeros. So if you divide 1 lakh by 1000, you get the answer as 100. This we have solved earlier also. There was a question, 1 lakh is 100 times 1000. So how many thousands are required? 100 thousands are required to make 1 lakh. Right? Now let us discuss about the tedious 10. Now the tedious 10 has only plus 10 button. So how many times should it be pressed to show 500? Now what you need to remember over here is 10 has only 1 0. So that strike off that 1 0 from the number which is given, that would be your answer. So the first question A is 500. So from 500, if you remove 1 0, the answer is 50 times. Right? So 50 times you will press. Second question is 780. So you will press it 78 times. Remove the last 0. Right? Easy, isn't it easy? 1000. Remove 1 0. So the answer is 100 times. Right? 3700 or 3700. Strike off the last 0. And the answer is 370 times. Correct? Now let us go to the next question. Is 370. Sorry, I did not write 7. So next is 10,000. So strike off the last 0. So the digits remaining are 4 digits, which is 1000. So 1000 times you will press the tedious 10 button and you will get 10,000. Now 1 lakh has 5 0. If you remove 1 0, you will get 10,000 times. So 10,000 times you need to press. Now it is easy, right? Now the last question G is asked. You need to find out the number. If plus 10 button is hit 435 times. So you just need to put 10. So 4350 is the answer. That is 4350 is your answer. Right? Now, I hope you have understood the concept. So it would be easier for you to do handy hundreds. Now, handy hundreds has only plus 100 buttons. So how many times should it be pressed? 100 has 2 zeros, so you will strike off 2 zeros. So 400 has 2 zeros, so answer is 4. Right? 3700 has 2 zeros, so answer is 37. Now 10,000 has 4 zeros. If you strike off 2 zeros, you will be left with 100 times. 53,000. So 53,000, remove 2 zeros. The answer is 530 times. Now 90,000. So strike off the last 2 zeros. These 2 zeros. So you are left with 900 times. Right. Now 93,600. So if you strike off the last 2 zeros, you are left with 976 times. The next question is G, 1 lakh. So let's again strike off 2 zeros. You are left with 1,000. It is easy. So I'm going a little faster. Now the question is, they have asked if you press handy hundreds button 582 times. So what you will do, you will just put 2 zeros after 582. So 58200 will be your answer. That is 58,200 will be your answer. Now, how many hundreds are required to make 10,000? Right? So 10,000 has how many zeros? 4 zeros. So if you remove 2 zeros, it is 100 thousands are required. How many hundreds are required? So 100 are required to make 10,000. Correct? Now how many hundreds are required to make 1 lakh? 1 lakh has 5 zeros. If you strike off 2 zeros from the right side, so the answer is 1,000 hundreds are required to make 1 lakh. Now in question K, handy hundred says that there are some numbers which tedious tens and thoughtful thousands can't show, but I can. Is this statement true? Think and explore. Now let us take some example. Like suppose 120 is the number. Now can handy hundred show that 120? No. That only tedious 10 can do. So if they are multiples of 10, then handy hundred will not be able to show those numbers. It will be able to show if they are multiples of hundreds or a multiple of thousands, but it cannot show multiples of 10. So the statement which handy hundred is claiming is false. So you will write no over here. You can explain some examples. Like I took 120 as an example, which handy hundreds cannot show. Right? You can write example 120. Rather, if we think the other way around, TDS 10 can show multiples of 10, multiples of 100, multiples of 1000. Only the thing, you will have to press it many a time. That is the only change, but it is possible for TDS 10 to show any number which are multiples of 10, 100 or 1000. Right? So we just learned about 3 different types of calculator, that is thoughtful thousands, tedious tens and handy hundreds. Now we have another special type of calculator. Its name is creative chitti. Now it has various buttons, +1, +10, +100, +1000, +10,000, +lakh and +10 lakh. It always has multiple ways of doing things. How so? Let us see through an example. Now 321. So one way of getting 321 is +10, you do it 32 times. So you get 320 and +1, so 321. The alternative way of doing the same thing is you press +100 2 times. So +100 2 times means 200 and +10 12 times. So 12 into 10 is 120. So that becomes 320 and +1 once. So again you are getting 321. Now 2 of the many different ways to get 5072, here 2 examples are already given. So let us see and just concentrate on this table. So first example is 50 into 100. So 50 into 100 you get 5000, 7 into 10 you get 70 and +1 is 2 times, so 2. So the answer is 5072, right? Second way of doing it is press thousands button 3 times, so you get 3000. Then 100 button 20 times, so you get 2000 and +1 button 72 times. So again you are getting 5072. Now they have asked us one different way of doing 5072. So we will choose the simplest way. So 5 multiplied by 1000. We are writing the expression. So what we are doing over here, we are pressing 1000 button 5 times, right? Then 70. So +10 button 7 times. So 7 multiplied by 10. So you get 70 plus 1 button you will press 2 times. So 2 multiplied by 1. So you are getting 5072. Thank you.